Hi, thanks for watching. I'm joined in studio now with a very familiar face, John Oliver, who is a Member of Parliament for Oakville. Thank you for joining us here today.
Well, thank you for the invite to be here. Always glad to be with you at Cogeco.
Yes, wonderful. And you have been quite busy over the last little while. Why don't you share about some of the great projects that you're bringing to Oakville?
Sure. Well, I had a promotion in Ottawa, so I am the Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Health. So that's changed a bit what I'm doing. I do question period now often in the House, and I'm more deeply engaged in the health file, which is an area from my background. I'm fairly familiar with most of it, but some of it is also new to me. So it's been a very interesting piece of work understanding that. It means I'm not quite back in the community as much as I used to be, because I am required often to be there on Fridays. But as I've said from the outset, my priority is serving the people of Oakville, and I continue to be very, very committed to being here. So there's lots going on, I have to say, and we've been working really hard to make sure that middle-class Canadians feel supported and are having a chance to succeed. So in Oakville, as a good example, we started the Canada Child Benefit. It's a tax-free benefit. 9,000 families in Oakville are receiving that tax-free benefit. It totals $48 million a year coming into Oakville. So not only is that helping the families in a very big way, and it's lifting kids in Oakville out of poverty, that's $48 million that goes into our economy. So they're spending money on food, groceries, on clothing, on sports activities, all the things that parents do for their kids, for daycares. So it's been a really big boost to many of the families in Oakville. We're working for seniors. The job market is superb right now, and there's over 600,000 jobs have been created full-time across Canada since 2015. And very important here in Oakville is the auto sector.
Yes.
We have Ford here, we've got parts manufacturers. So since 2015, there's been $5.6 billion, I'm right this time it's billion, not million, spent in the auto sector. And that's really done a superb job of boosting jobs and securing work here. We had a little bit of a setback, unfortunately, with GM in Oshawa. But other than that, this sector is booming, and there's been really good employment and opportunities in the auto sector. And
really great. I mean, one of the things that people are looking at is the different manufacturing companies that are doing setbacks. Oshawa was one of those factors of fear. Was that going to have a trail effect into Oakville? But it's staying strong.
I've spoken directly with the president of Ford Canada. I've spoken directly with the head of the Unifor Union here in Oakville, and with Unifor International Canada. And Ford is doing very well in Oakville. They have a great product here. They build the Edge, as you know, and others. And those are the vehicles that people are buying right now. And I think that so Ford is in very good condition, and as it's part of that huge investment that's happened in Ontario. $5.6 billion into this sector. So yeah, so it's looking, Oakville's looking strong. We're the #1 community to live in Canada. Goodness gracious, how can you look for more than that? People are back to work. We're helping seniors. We're lifting the families that were struggling. We've launched a national poverty strategy and a national housing strategy. So there are some people struggling. There is poverty in Oakville, absolutely, and we're helping those people get lifted as well. So. There's a saying that a rising tide floats all boats. Well, sometimes some boats get stuck, and we're making sure that nobody gets stuck as we're all doing a bit better in this economy.
Fantastic. And now just looking into the future, we've got 2019 just around the corner. We're heading into the holiday seasons. Of course, hopefully you're going to have a little break there to spend time with family. And I mean, there are some new laws coming into play as well, coming into January around of course, our driving and continuing with the cannabis legalization. Yeah,
for sure. So I'll just quickly say, I'd mentioned there are people in poverty here, and we are going into a season when we gather with friends and family, and we come to our hearths, and there's lots of food and lots of merriment, and we enjoy that time. There are some people in Oakville that will be struggling. So I did want to put a plug in for our food banks, for Kerr Street Mission, for a number, even Red Cross. There's a number of charities in Oakville that need help, that are helping people that are struggling here in Oakville. So it's a good time to give and a good time to support other people. And yes, there is some legislation coming. Nobody should drink and drive. nobody should consume cannabis and drive. And there is going to be stricter monitoring, and police have greater rights now to begin to check to make sure people aren't driving impaired. So that would be my advice to anybody. Even if we weren't changing the law, you should never drive if you're impaired under alcohol or any drugs. So that's an important message as well this time of year.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us here today. It was a pleasure to have you. And thank you for the update. And for anyone who wants to get a hold of you, they can do so.
Yes. In fact, we're having this Sunday, we're having a Christmas party, holiday open house,
Yes.
holiday season open house at my constituency office.
Okay.
We're on Randall Street, so it's Robinson Street, sorry. So I've been in Ottawa too many times, I'm starting to forget. I probably don't even know my own home address, but yeah, so come on down and visit with me. I'll be there for the afternoon. It's starting around 1:30 to 2 o'clock, so come on down and say hello and have a cup of cheer.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.